Hello and welcome back to the Aslan Health Podcast. I'm Dr. Mike Hauman. This is episode number 2 in our 3-part series on anxiety. In episode 1, Reveal, we pulled back the curtain on anxiety itself. We talked about what's happening in the brain, the body, and the nervous system, and how chronic stress and excessive allostatic load can nudge us from a little worried to, I can't shut this thing off. In this reset episode, we reached the turning point. The moment in the story where the main character finally stops running, turns around, and begins to walk in a different direction. That main character, my friend, is you. You are not a diagnosis or a set of symptoms. You are a person who is fearfully and wonderfully made, unique and of incomparable value. That is the truth according to your Creator. The Bible never pretends that anxiety isn't real. It doesn't say, just love Jesus and you never feel afraid. In fact, one of the most repeated commands in all of Scripture is, do not fear, which is often followed by the reason, for I am with you. Well, my friend, God is with you, and so am I. I'm anxious for nothing. Are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome to the Aslan Health Podcast, where science meets soul. Your host for this program is Dr. Mike Hauman, an experienced physician, a certified functional medicine provider, a certified insight coach practitioner, and a devoted follower of Jesus Christ. If you're tired of feeling stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed, or stuck in survival mode, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath. Let's be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Here's Dr. Mike.
In 2 Timothy 1:7, Paul tells Timothy, for God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. That last word, self-control, can also be translated as a sound mind. It's translated that way in the King James Version. For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. The Greek word can be translated as soundness of mind, self-discipline, self-control, mental balance, or moderation. It implies a mind that is steady, disciplined, clear-headed under pressure. Our anxiety reset is about reclaiming that sound mind. Not a mind without emotion, not a life without stress, but a mind no longer ruled by fear, worry, and what if. So let's get practical and cover what to stop by reviewing habits that feed anxiety. Think of anxiety like a campfire. There are some igniters, things that light the fire for sure, but much of what we do in daily life reflects our choice to keep throwing logs on that fire. Reset means we choose to stop doing the things that quietly feed the flames of anxiety in our life. Here are 5 patterns that I see repeated over and over again. As I name them, remember, this is not about shame, it's about awareness. See if you find yourself. Number 1, stop the what if spiral. You know this one. What if I lose my job? What if I get sick? What if people are mad at me? We discussed this in the previous episode. The problem is these thoughts pretend to be problem solving, but they never land on a solution. They're like a browser with 37 tabs open, all spinning, none loading. Spinning tires with no traction. Try this reset step. Label it. Tell yourself, that's a what-if thought, not a fact. And ask yourself, is there something here that I need to act on? If yes, do it. Or ask, is this out of my control? If yes, move it to prayer, not stuck in your mind's rumination file. Then when you pray, remember 1 Peter 5:7, cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Casting is not passive. It's an intentional release into the arms of the one who can resolve your concern. I think of it like a toddler bringing you their diaper bag. It's like saying, "Dad, I have a problem. Can you please help me with my mess?" Number 2, stop treating your body and your nervous system like it's disposable. You are not a machine. God has given you life with boundaries, limited resources, and a mandate for rest. And yet we're characterized by being over-caffeinated, doom-scrolling before bed, saying yes to overcommitment, sleeping 5 hours a night, and then pushing for more. No pause, no margin, no room for error, and no quiet time. Friend, picture your nervous system like the engine of a car. It was designed for normal use, but not 100 miles an hour on an icy road uphill pulling a trailer with no oil. If that's you, here are some helpful reset steps. Have a caffeine curfew. No caffeine afternoon. Wean yourself down if needed. Listen to my podcast series on caffeine for more helpful direction and detail on this subject. Have night boundaries. No doom scrolling of screens at least an hour before bed. Sleep hygiene. Keep the same bedtime, same wake-up time, allowing at least 7 to 8 hours of nightly rest to reset your circadian rhythm. Let's move to number 3. Stop avoiding everything that makes you uncomfortable. Anxiety tries to convince you to seek the feeling of safety first by telling you, avoid it, or you'll feel anxious. So your anxiety convinces you to avoid it. Whatever it is, whatever makes you feel uncomfortable, like driving on a highway, social events, tough conversations, church, crowds, making decisions, whatever it is. But every time we avoid something out of fear, we teach our brain, it is dangerous, and I can't handle it. That reinforces the avoidance behavior and the fear that goes with it. What's the reset principle here? Simply, feelings are real, but they aren't always reliable. Instead of full avoidance, I recommend you practice graded exposure, small, wise steps forward to engage safely without overwhelm or withdrawal. We'll cover this more in episode 3. But for now, notice where avoidance is shrinking your world and choose not to let it control you. Number 4, stop talking to yourself like an enemy. So many people speak to themselves in ways that they would never speak to a friend or a loved one. Your self-talk, what you say in your mind that doesn't exit your lips, is extremely important. Do not tell yourself things like, "You're stupid," "You're a failure," "You're not good enough." That is not what your Creator says about you. It's not His opinion, and only His opinion matters. He made you. A basic reset rule here is, if you wouldn't say that critical comment out loud to a child in front of a crowd, then don't say it to yourself. My friend, Psalm 103:13 and 14 reminds us, as a father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to those who fear Him. For He knows our frame. He remembers that we are dust. Friend, He knows you better than you know yourself, and He loves you more too. Number 5, stop isolating yourself from others. This is difficult because anxiety often whispers, "You're a burden. No one understands. You can figure this one out on your own." Or, "What if people find out?" So you pull back from your spouse, your friends, your church, your activities, and isolation only makes anxiety worse, and the negative self-talk only gets louder. Your reset step here is remain engaged and pursue connection with safe people. You don't need to tell everyone everything, but you do need one or two trusted people who know the truth and can walk with you. As wise King Solomon reminds us in Ecclesiastes 4, 9 and 10, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and has not another to lift him up. It also allows others the privilege of caring, as we're encouraged in Galatians 6:2, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. Now that you know what to stop, let's reset what to start. When it comes to anxiety, it's essential to begin new rhythms that help your nervous system calm, repair, and reset. We'll break this into 4 categories: your body, your nervous system, your mind, and your relationships. First, your body, the physical foundation. Anxiety is not just mental, it's metabolic, it's biochemical, it's biological. For example, low blood sugar can mimic the symptoms of anxiety: a racing heart, irritability, shakiness. I just last week spoke with a young man who said he woke up at 5 a.m. on a Saturday, exercised for 2 hours, then worked a card show until 5 p.m. When he began feeling lightheaded at that point and then anxious, I just asked him, "What did you eat that day?" He responded, "I had 2 Sour Patch gummy worms and a bottle of water at about 3 o'clock. Well, there you go. Here is an easy reset practice. Eat protein at breakfast, avoid long gaps without food, and reduce or eliminate sugary snacks and ultra-processed foods. This isn't about perfect food choices, it's about blood glucose stability. Second, move gently and move often. Exercise and movement are like pressure relief valves for your stress hormones. The data and the science behind the benefits of movement for anxiety are unquestionable. Begin walking, strength training, stretching, etc. Anything you enjoy, and do it regularly that's helpful. So to practice this reset, 20 minutes most days, not as a punishment, but as therapy to increase circulation and eliminate stress hormones and their byproducts. Third, prioritize quality sleep. Sleep is absolutely essential. When you sleep, your nervous system repairs itself. No sleep equals no recovery and no emotional resilience. God and His creation are clear about the necessity of sleep. I'll discuss this in more detail in a future podcast series as well, but for now, begin with this reset practice. Prepare yourself for sleep with a wind-down routine. No screen time or bright lights, no stressful conversations, no big meals, and no exercise 1 to 2 hours before bed. Maintain a consistent sleep schedule and establish a stable circadian rhythm. Practice good sleep hygiene as well. Transitioning from your body in general, let's discuss specifically the importance of your nervous system. Anxiety increases when your brain believes that you are not safe. The fire alarm is blaring, so we need to change that alarm signal, restore balance, and send an all clear signal. Your body and brain need to be told that the current moment is safe. I review many techniques in my book, Panic to Peace, and I place the Amazon link in the show notes to make it easy for you if you're interested. I recommend that you get a copy for more detailed practical instruction. However, here are 2 options to get you started. First, 4-7-8 breathing technique. Simply inhale for 4 seconds through your nose. Hold that breath for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly for 8 seconds through the mouth, and repeat that for 1 to 3 minutes. You can do this anytime, anywhere. You can tell your mind the truth at the same time to maximize this by rehearsing, for example, Psalm 56:3. Inhale, when I am afraid. Exhale, I will put my trust in you. Or ground yourself in physical reality with this technique, using the 5 senses to anchor yourself in the here and now by naming 5 things that you can see, then 4 things that you can feel, then 3 things that you can hear, then 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. This grounds you in the present moment, reminding your nervous system that you are truly safe. Which brings us to our mind and resetting your thought patterns. You cannot entirely eliminate anxious thoughts. They come, but it's what you do with them that makes all the difference. You can learn to recognize them, name them, and reframe them. It begins by being aware, as we discussed on the previous podcast. Each time you have an anxious thought or feel the symptoms of anxiety, ask yourself the 4 W questions. Who are you with? What are the words and thoughts in your head? When did they show up? Where did you feel it in your body? This will help you bring insight and light to what's happening in your mind. It provides an opportunity to reset that thought. I believe that this is what Paul intended when he encouraged the Corinthians to take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. Finally, choose good relationships and healthy boundaries. Start with safe people. Name 2 people that you can be honest with, that you can talk with, and you can share your struggles with. You don't need them to fix anything. You need them to walk beside you, to encourage you, and to provide wise counsel. Remember, a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. Next, select wise media boundaries as well, remembering that your brain responds to what you feed it. And what you feed, just like what you train, will grow stronger. Let me encourage you not to consume crisis media 24/7. Eliminate social media accounts or subscriptions that stir in you fear or rage or unhealthy comparison. Then replace those with voices of truth, hope, faith, and wisdom. Now, my friend, if you have consistently done all of these, or if you're really struggling right now, if your panic attacks are frequent, your sleep is severely disrupted, your function is deeply impaired, or your anxiety is tied to trauma or depression, your personal anxiety reset story may need to include professional help. That might mean counseling or therapy or medical intervention. The support here is important before you can meaningfully implement the items that I've discussed. To you, my friend, I say with compassion and kindness, asking for help is not weakness, it's wise stewardship. To continue that path unassisted would be foolish. Like telling one of my patients with a broken leg just to walk it off. That only leads to more difficulty with every step. So as we close, let's make this information actionable and begin today with choosing just one thing. Pick one thing to stop. Eliminate late-day caffeine, stop doom scrolling, avoid isolation, halt your harsh self-talk. Second, pick one habit to start. A daily walk, protein at breakfast, consistent bedtime. Third, pick one nervous system reset practice to try. That's the 4-7-8 breathing or grounding. Next, pick one mindful practice. That could be an evening gratitude list, which we've discussed previously, reframing one anxious thought, review and implement the 4W questions when you feel anxious, for example. And lastly, pick one connection step. Tell someone you trust the truth about how you're really doing. Establish healthy social media boundaries and reach out for support. As we close this episode, remember, my friend, anxiety is not your identity. It may be something you experience or something that you're familiar with, but it is not who you are. Change and transformation can be yours, but it doesn't come from inaction or even heroic effort. It comes from small, faithful steps repeated in the same direction with God, one day at a time. Just like a journey, one decision at a time. And He will be with you the whole way. Just as He reminded the Old Testament prophet Isaiah in chapter 41, verse 10, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Well, friend, in our next episode, we'll discuss your renewal from anxiety. We'll cover supplements, sustainable practices, and long-term support options that can truly make a difference. So please subscribe and follow to catch the next show. Well, that's all for today, but please just take that one next step. Thank you for joining me today on the Aslan Health Podcast. This is Dr. Mike Hauman. Until next time, may your mind be renewed, your body strengthened, and your heart steadied. All by the one who holds you fast. His blessings to you, my friend. Until next time.